Hello students, welcome to my first computer class, chapter 1, computer language. We will learn here basic terminology of computers, computer language, and difference between computer language processors. Imagine a day without sharing our thoughts. Just sit silence. Is it possible? We all know how important it is for us to share our ideas, thoughts, feelings with our close ones, maybe that friends, relatives, and family, using variety of mediums, voice, signs, and others. The exchange of the ideas or flow of the ideas and thoughts from one person to another person using a medium is known as communication. What is communication? The exchange or flow of the ideas and thoughts from one person to another person using a medium is known as communication. Means you talk with your friends, your family members. That is the exchange of your thoughts. You are hungry, you are happy, you are thirsty, whatever it may be, the feelings. When you turn to your front person, to your relatives or friends, that is the flow of ideas or thoughts, and that process is known as communication. We all do this using a medium. When we talk, we use sounds, and that sounds is flows through a medium, air. Air is here medium. Similarly, when we sign to another person through hand or eye or maybe other things, then what is the medium? Medium is our eye and light. This is communication. Next we come here language. The common medium which shows the capacity of human beings to communicate their ideas with others is known as language. What is language? The common medium through which shows the capacity of human beings to communicate. The medium through which a person is capable to share his thought to other. That common medium is known as language. Like our voice, we talk with another, we talk with our friends. This sound is language. Like we talk, animals also talk with their nearer animals. Not only humans, computers to understand a language designed specifically to solve problems known as computer language. Here, when we talk, when we share with others, this language is our language. And we study about here computer, so we use computer, we give work to computer, and that language through which we share our work to computer, that language is known as computer language. Then what is that? A language designed specifically to understand and solve problems by computer is known as computer language. Here, computer language is nothing but the language which can understand the computer and perform the task that we given them. But before learning about computer language and its types in details, we have to learn some terminology of computers so that we can easily understand the all process of computer language and its process of work. Basic terminologies. Here, first term is program. What is a program? Understand a program. Program is a set of instructions or organized list of instructions. Set of instructions. Normally, a program means an event. Any program we often attend marriage functions, birthday functions, and many functions. That functions also known as programs. Marriage programs, birthday programs, and these all programs contain some tasks. What the tasks are all here? First task is to come the invited peoples to reach here. First task. Then when they all reach at our house, then we will arrange that cake. After that, we cut that cake. Then all people wish the birthday boys or girls. After cutting birthday cake, there a small party is given to all invited peoples. Then that program ends. After that, like that, many programs are there. We often arrange that, and this all programs contains some events at a specific time to perform. Here also computer perform specific tasks which we instruct that computer. But how we instruct that? Through language, and that language known as computer language. Then what is program? You understand it? Next we go to programmer. What is a programmer? Programmer is nothing but the person who write that program or design that program that specific times, that works at a specific time, which work to be done at what times by the computer. That writer is known as programmer. Here what is written? Programmer. A computer programmer is a specialist of computer programming who writes a set of instructions or code for the computer to execute application. What is application? Have you any idea? Applications are that softwares, or we can say apps that you often use in your phones. The softwares also a program which perform tasks that we give that computer. In computer, that is known as software, and in mobile, that is known as applications. A computer programmer is a specialist of computer programming who writes a set of instructions or code for the computer to execute application. To operate an application smoothly and perform the task given by the user, that programmer or specialist of computer is known as computer programmer. Next, here comes programming language. A programming language is a computer language used by computer programmers to develop applications by using a set of instructions for the computer to execute. All applications and softwares are designed by programmer in computer. After we share our thought to computer, how we share? Through language. Which language? Computer language. That language known as programming language. Normally a computer language is known as programming language. The program that is written by the language is known as programming language, which helps to create a program and instruct the computer to perform the task. Next, here we will understand computer language and its types. Computer language is divided in two levels, low level and high level. Like we know various languages where we have our mother language, mother tongues, and after we come to certain age, and when we start going to school, we learn the different language. Here, low level language and high level language. Low level language is friendly with computer machines, that a machine understands very well, and high level language is needed a converter. That means when we talk with our mother language, normally in Odia, Hindi, or maybe some students' mother language is Telugu. When we talk with our normally mother language, it is easy to understand us. But when we talk with foreign language, then it is harder to understand. So what we need? A mediator who can understand that language and let us know what the foreign people or person telling. Similarly, here the same concept also stands here. Low level language and high level language. High level language is user friendly and low level language is machine friendly, and that machine language also divided into machine level language and assembly level language. This all we will read deeply ahead. Let's low level language. What is this? It is a language which is considered to be very close to the computer system and is more arcane and difficult to understand for normal beings. It defines this language is very complicated to understand, difficult, and it is secret. It is secret and difficult. It is further divided into two parts. Low level language is understand to difficult and it is secret, so we can't understand it well. Next, it is divided into two parts. One is machine level language, another is assembly level language. What is it? Machine level language, it is a language which uses the machine code or binary code to program. Well, you all have read what is binary code. This is also a type of language, binary language, where we use only 0 and 1 digit. This is machine friendly, which what that system can understand it very well. Next, assembly level language. It is a language which uses symbols to provide instructions to computer. Here we use symbols, signs to computer. That signs have various meanings. That is also difficult to understand us. This language abbreviates letters or symbols which are known as mnemonics. It known as mnemonics. What that signs or that these symbols or signs that indicate different meanings for systems to perform tasks are known as mnemonics. That symbols or letters of that language is known as mnemonics. This language needs conversion software called assembler. Here assembler is another software which convert that symbols or letters to machine code. That means 0 and 1. Here assembler is not machine friendly, so there is also a software is kept to convert that language into machine code, like a mediator which convert foreign people's language to our language, so we can easily understand foreign language. Like that mediator, here this software works, and what it's work, it converts this assembly language to machine code or binary code or machine level language. This is undergoes low level language as it is quite difficult and is not possible to understand by us, and it is nearer to machine language. Next, another language is high level language. This is user friendly. Here, high level language is user friendly and low level language is machine level friendly. Then examples. Machine level language, we just seen 0 and 1. We need only 0 and 1 to write machine code. Multiple zeros and multiple ones indicates different signs, different instruction to computer. Normally we write K in English letter. When we convert it in binary code, then we need multiple zeros and 1, like 000, 100, 11101, like that. So it is difficult to understand. Next, assembly language example is like this: in A, in B, add C, out C. This indicates different meanings. Here we use to add two numbers using assembly language, and so that we need to write in A, in B, add C, out C. Here we add two numbers that is stored in A and B, and addition in C, and we see throw out C, that is summed in C. Next, here high level language is there. This language use English language to write the code and is very close to the human beings. Well, we know English language, it is easy to us to write a program, to design a task and events for computer. And here also a converter software is needed that we will read ahead. Here examples of high level language is basic C, C++, and various languages are there and developed. We will read ahead. Next, difference between computer language. What is difference between these three languages? Let's see it. First, machine level language. First option is, since computer can understand the machine language easily, so the processing instruction is very high. That means computer language is well known by machine level language, that is binary code, it is knows well, so it is easy to perform tasks smoothly and fast for computer. And where assembly level language is very powerful and flexible, it is middle language. However, it is low level language, but it is at the middle. It don't understand directly by computer, and we have to write it for computer, and it needs a software. It is powerful and flexible, but machine level language is very fast processing language for computer. Then after assembly level language, high level language comes here. High-level language is more powerful than assembly language as it uses English language to create codes. It is powerful as we know it very well and we can write it programs for computer. So it is powerful and good for us. Next, machine level language. Second option here, difference is machine language second option. This is very close to machine. Machine language instruction can be used to manipulate the individual instruction of the computer system as it is very close to machine. That means it does not depend any converter as it is very close to machine language. It directly read by the system, where in assembly level language a translator is most required as it is less nearer to machine level language. A translator needs to convert it, instruct the language as machine code. At that time, it can be processed by the machine. High level language. It is very difficult to understand by the computer, so this also need a software or processor to convert it into machine code or binary code. It is a machine dependent language. It depends on the machine, so it can't understand all machine. It needs processor. Next, third differences is here. It is an architecture dependent language. Machine level language is architecture dependent language. Different machines, different language indicates different meanings to different systems. That means the process it is constructed or built that system. So here the program written for one computer can't be used for other computers as machine level language are architecture dependent, that is the system constructed in a different process or built. Similarly, assembly level language also architecture dependent, so this differ for different computers. Next, high level language. This language is easy to understand but takes more time to run and occupies much storage space, so it is less efficient. This language is easy to understand and write programs for computer and takes time as it is not machine friendly. It needs software to convert in machine code, so it takes some time and occupies much storage, so it is less efficient. But as it is independent of architecture, the same program can be executed in different systems or all systems. A single program can be executed, while that program should be in high level language. Next, fourth difference is it is difficult to remember the code, as it is difficult to recognize that code. It is difficult to remember too. We can't remember it 1001. It will be confused for us. Next, coding takes a lot of times as the language is complex to understand. Assembly level language. It is also difficult. It takes a lot of time as code is can't understand by us. Next, high level language. We need a translator or a compiler to convert. These are the software for converting high level language to low level language, which loaded in memory and thus require much space. So to convert it, we have to load in the computer first these softwares. So these softwares need space, while the other two does not need such space. And fifth difference is it is even very difficult to correct or modify machine code. It is very difficult. How you can find error where you don't know such meanings of that task, that programs that written in machine code, how you will find there. Whereas due to complex language, a modification of code a little complex. Well, assembly language is quite difficult, not as machine code or machine level language. It needs very times to find error in assembly level language, while it is very easy to find a bug in the code and can be debugged, but loading and correcting takes most of the time. High level languages are easy to find what error are there, and it is also easy to debug, means correct, but loading and correcting takes more of the times, needs loading and correcting. This all about difference, 5 differences in 3 languages. Next we see language processors. What is language processor? As we listened before in option 4, we need a translator or a compiler to convert the code in machine language or machine code. Also in assembly level language also needs a converter, as in option 2 it is defined translator is required for convert the instruction in assembly level language to machine code, as it is not very close to machine code. What is this converter? It is a processor, language processor, and it converts one language to other language to understand easily by the computer. A language processor is a hardware device designed or used to perform tasks such as processing program code to machine code. That means high level language to low level language it converts, so it should be easy to process work by the system. This is language processor, and it is of 3 types. This language are three types processors. What is that? First one is compiler, third one is assembler, and second one is interpreter. And the process of converting also differs, and it is like compiler is a program translator which translates the instructions of a high-level language to low-level language. It translates entire program at a time, means all programs it converts at the same time, while the other tools are quite different. Interpreter, it works same as compiler, but here different is it translates program one by one line, not at all. The compiler convert all the program at a time, while it convert line by line. That means first it convert first line to language processor, next it convert next line, again it convert third line. That means it takes some extra time, while compiler takes at a time to convert. Next here assembler. An assembler is a computer program used for translating an assembly language, especially a mnemonic representation, into an object code. Mnemonic. Well, we know mnemonics. What is mnemonics? You listened before it. Assembly level language, that symbols or letters is known as mnemonics. For this assembly level language, assembler is needed. An assembler is needed for assembly language, while compiler and translator is needed for high level language. Assembler is for low level language, that means assembly language to machine code or binary code. Assembler is needed, while compiler and interpreter is needed for high level language to low level language or binary language or binary code, machine code. These are three processors. This is all related to computer language. Here basic terminology we seen. Terminologies are program, programmer, programming language, what is program, set of instructions are program, set of instructions that is we obey in our programs or events, time by time, what we have to do at what time. These step by step instructions are known as program. Similarly, a programmer is a person, or that person should be specialist of computer that knows how to write programs. That person is known as programmer, who makes program for computer or give task to the computer. Next, programming language, that language through which we write program for the computer, that language are known as programming language, through which we sets different tasks for computer. That language are known as programming language. And we seen communication. What is communication? Flow of thought. I share my thoughts or my ideas with you all. This is communication. And language, through the word I share is language. This is English language. Similarly, computer language is different for computer between user and computer. That is computer language, a language designed specifically to understand and solve programs by computer is known as computer language. It communicates between computer and programmer. Which language? Computer language. Similarly, what is the computer language? It is mainly two types, low level language and high level language, while low level language is also again divided into machine level language and assembly level language. High level language is user friendly, while low level language is machine friendly. Also there is assembly level language and machine level language. Machine level language is directly understood by the machine, while assembly level language is also needed a translator. The translator is known as assembler. And high level to low level language, to convert, the translator needs interpreter and compiler. For different software, different translators are used. And examples are given: high level language like basic C++ and assembly language and binary language 0 and 1. And these are the differences, 5 differences about language. And here 3 processors: compiler, interpreter and assembler. This is all about computer language. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. If you have any questions, ask in comment section or contact in WhatsApp number. Hello students,